Hello everyone, Christoph the Polish Geek welcomes you to another review, but this time I'm reviewing a very different type of a movie, a nature documentary, Ocean with David Attenborough. And I think David Attenborough is fantastic. I really love his natural documentaries. My favorite one is by far The Blue Planet, both the original Blue Planet and the new one from 2017. But yes, because I am so fascinated and so passionate about oceans and all that, I just love the marine life and the Mariana Trench especially. I love all the type of stuff. So yes, those are by far my favorite documentaries of David Attenborough. But in general, I really love his nature documentaries. I think they're so insightful, so educational, and so many fascinating, interesting things you can learn about animals and nature and all that from David Attenborough documentaries. Yep, love David Attenborough. Oh, and my favorite Netflix nature series by his is Life with Color, which is basically the way animals can see through color. But yes, I find David Attenborough really fascinating and really love his nature documentaries. And the newest one that just came out is Ocean with David Attenborough. And can you imagine? The guy is 99 years old, only a year, and he's gonna tell a full century, and yet he's still so emotionally stable and he's so able to present very important and ideas so thoughtfully and so intellectually. The guy's 99 years old and he still has it in him to just present us with very, very important information. And overall, Ocean did not disappoint. It wasn't quite what I was expecting, but I certainly don't regret I seen it one bit actually. In fact, I think it's a very important documentary that everyone should watch. And the first thing I loved about it is that when I found out it's gonna be about oceans, I was immediately in for the ride, because I just love anything ocean related, like coral reefs and the beautiful underwater world and all that. I just love all that. And the first 20 minutes or so were indeed about the general life of the ocean and presented us with some really beautiful images of ocean and marine life, with, of course, all narrated by David Attenborough, who, as I just said, still very much has it in him to narrate at the age of 99. But then later the movie turned into a very important information, probably not the very pleasant information, but very important, which is about lots of challenges that oceans now face, such as toxic waste being dumped into the ocean, as well as overfishing and all that. And while that information certainly could actually be hard for a lot of people to swallow, and it's certainly not a positive subject, it's very, very important that I think this documentary very much raises important awareness. And I think that if you truly care about oceans like I do, you very much should see this documentary. From literally the very beginning of the documentary literally captures your attention with really beautiful and colorful underwater visuals, as well as with really amazing narration from David Attenborough. And it's also so full of wonder, which is actually one of David Attenborough's biggest talents, because he's just always able to just add so much wonder in his narrations, which is why I think that when it comes to nature documentaries, you can't really beat David Attenborough. And then also, it arose so many different emotions out of me, sometimes happiness at first, but then later worry, despair, but then in the end, hope, which is a message as timeless as time itself and as important as ever now. This was a really powerful documentary, and it's not just because of the important subject matter, but also how importantly it is presented. As I said, David Attenborough is always able to just add so much insight and wonder into all his narration. As I've been saying in the beginning, the guy is 99 years old and still he probably presents it way better than a lot of modern science teachers and all that. And another important thing is that this movie doesn't have any political bias. It just presents an actual problem facing our oceans and how we all should very much care for the well-being of our oceans, because our oceans, even though most people treat them as something that's just far away there, even though that's actually not true, oceans very much are most important part of our ecosystems. Oceans are our home, and David Attenborough gets it. And another thing I really loved is that also, while the movie very much wisely presented a how dangerous overfishing is and all that, it actually made it clear that fishing and overfishing is not the same thing as many people nowadays like to present. Like, newsflash, I actually love fishing. As a kid, I often was taken by my grandfather and his friend to like a small pond, and we've been fishing together. And when I lived in the United States in Rhode Island, I often went fishing with friends. So yes, I really love fishing, although I haven't done it in a long time, but I love fishing. And another thing is, and that's actually what's been said in the beginning of the documentary, and that's another very important thing that everyone should know, we actually know a lot more about space than we know about our oceans. Like, we probably know vast majority about space already, but you know how much we know about our oceans? Like 3%, possibly even less than that, actually. Yep, that's how little we know about the Earth's oceans. But that's such a fascinating subject, and I think that, again, this newest documentary, Ocean with David Attenborough, is very much an important watch. Though, one thing, don't expect a happy, like, documentary in the style of The Blue Planet. We're just learning so much interesting and fascinating information about our oceans. No, like, this movie, as I said in the beginning, presents you with a general idea about our oceans and provides you with some really beautiful, stunning visuals underwater, but then it moves on to the problems that are actually facing our oceans. So again, be prepared to feel kind of nervous at some moments, as well as asking yourself important questions like, what can I do? Something like that. Because again, this is not just like very much sunshine and rainbows type of ocean story that will just like tell you interesting information about the fish and all that. No, those are Blue Planet. They are for this. This very much is about actual problems facing our oceans. But again, it's very important, very powerful, and you totally should watch it. So, and also one more thing, I think I might actually be the only movie YouTuber that actually is reviewing this documentary, because vast majority don't really go for documentary movies, but someone has to do it, right? So, thank you everyone for checking out this video, and what could you do to protect our oceans? And press the like button, please subscribe this channel, and if you can, totally go and see Ocean with David Attenborough, and talk to you soon, bye!